Hey guys, so today's video is going to be my no makeup, and it's going to be a really no makeup because I did one of these before, but I guess I should have maybe called that like minimal makeup or something like that. But this one is I would kind of say my traveling face. I'm going to show you the really basic steps of my no makeup, and then a few extra little things that you can do to just kind of jazz it up and make it look even more like you're just naturally stunning and beautiful and gorgeous, which you all are. You don't need makeup to prove that. You just like makeup, right? Okay, so this is my bare face. I mean, I could totally go out. I go out all the time with no makeup on, but sometimes I just like to kind of cover up the discoloration of my face. I know that it's hard to tell on camera because the lights and everything kind of distract from the imperfections in our face, but I do have discoloration. Like, I get redness around this area of my face, and kind of, it just doesn't look the same color to me personally. Maybe that's just me being a weirdo. I also like to cover up the dark circles under my eyes. Now, I call this my traveling face because most of the time when I'm traveling, I don't want to wear makeup on the plane, but if I don't do anything, I feel like when I get off the plane, I just look like a zombie. Because, you know, once you get off the plane, you're like, all right, I gotta go to the bathroom. So you run to the bathroom, I look at myself, and I'm just like, is that you? So I just like to put a little bit of makeup on so when I get off the plane, I don't feel like The Walking Dead. Now that I've done rambling my way through this intro, we're going to jump in. So the first thing that I always do is I prime my face, and I'm out of a full-size one, so right now I'm just using this little tiny cute sample one, and I just love mini things. They're just so cute. So this is great. You can wear this totally by yourself. This could be your no makeup look. This kind of just covers the pores on your face, making your face seem flawless, and to me, it kind of hides a little bit of the redness that I have on my face. So I tend to be a little more heavy-handed when I am just wearing this by itself and no foundation over it, so I just kind of slather it anywhere where I feel it is needed. Looking better already. So the next product is my secret to the no makeup. This is mainly the one thing that you're going to want to have. I keep this thing with me all the time. It goes with me everywhere, and it is my L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Crayon Concealer. I love this thing. The color that I am in is in N45 Light Medium. So what I do with this, it's kind of a retractable pen, so you can just roll them up like this, or you can roll them down like this. So what I do is I just look at my face and I'm like, all right, what do you need to cover? Obviously, I'm going to cover my dark circles. I'm going to conceal any kind of blemishes I may have on my face. Like I said, I know that it's totally hard for you guys to see them, but I do have some little blemish marks. They're not like above the skin or anything, but they're just kind of like marks on your face that I would like to conceal. So I just start with my under eyes first. I'm going to do one side of my face and then show you guys the other. So I get really close up under here, and then I just kind of drag it down to around my nose and bring it up here kind of like in a triangle, and then I just kind of smooth it out with my finger. I go over my lid as well because my eyelids are pretty red, and if they're not red, they're veiny. Then I like to go under here. Usually I just draw a straight line underneath my nose and kind of blend it down, but I'm trying to just do one side of my face. And then sometimes my nose is red, so whatever left on my finger, I'll just kind of rub that on the tip of my nose. And then some little marks I have right here on the side of my face. And I like to go around my mouth. And a little down here on the chin. So this is my concealed side of my face, and this is my unconcealed side. Can you tell the difference? Because girl, I can. It makes this eye look really small, right? Again, I'm just going to kind of rub him out. I like to rub this concealer more than kind of pat, because it's just, I don't know, it feels better. Like, I feel like concealers are different. Like, some are, you have to pat them out, and some you can kind of just rub, and this is one of them. So I'm just going to go over my eyelid again, and then cover any blemishes I may see. And boom! super rush and I just want it to go, the last thing that I would do is hit my lips with a little bit of Baby Lips. I have these in all the colors and flavors or whatever. Right now I'm using the Dr. Rescue, and I know a lot of people don't really like it because it has kind of that menthol-y smell, but I really like these and I feel like they do make my lips like super soft. So this is the one I've been using recently. I'm not sure, but it's the pink one. So, and that menthol-y smell that these have, it kind of goes away in like not even 5 minutes, it's totally gone. So this would be my completed face if I was in a super hurry and I didn't want to look like a Walking Dead cast member. This is kind of what I would just go out in. But if I had a little more time, I would add a little more to it. So the next thing I would do is I would curl my lashes. And then I would just use some volumizing mascara. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous. This is the original one. Usually I am a super huge fan of the Carbon Black, but I had this one in my drawer and they don't usually look like this, I don't think. I think they're a different color, but use some kind of volumizing mascara. You could do a little on the lower lash line as well. I gotta get really close to my mirror. This would be your second option. So you could leave the house with just your concealer and your lip balm and you're good to go. Or you could jazz it up and throw a little mascara on, and then if you had a little more time, you could fill in your eyebrows, if you are somebody that fills in your brows. But most of the time when I'm like flying, because this is kind of my flying face, I don't fill in my eyebrows because I'm somebody that likes to be like, you know, sleeping on the plane. And then when I wake up, I kind of have one completely smeared off and the other one kind of looks good. So I tend to not fill them in if I'm traveling because I just like to sleep on the plane. But if you weren't traveling and you're going to kind of use this as your morning makeup routine and you do fill in your brows and you had a little extra time, you could totally sneak that in as well. And when I fill them in a rush, I just do them quickly. I'm kind of just like, oh, okay, just kind of fill in these front areas because I like them a little more squared off, and my natural brows aren't like that, so I just like to fill that in and kind of extend my tip a little bit. So then the last thing that I do, regardless if I have on mascara or my eyebrows done, is I'm going to set it with some kind of powder. Sometimes I'll just use my translucent powder, or sometimes I'll just do a little contouring just to bring some color back into my face and kind of define it and not make it look so like a 7-year-old. So first I'm actually going to use both today. I'm just going to pop some of this like right onto the areas that we put concealer, because girl, I be oily. And then I'm also just going to run a little bit of bronzer along the perimeter, just to give a little color to our face and a little definition. And then I blend everything out with a stippling brush just to make sure it doesn't look like I have a contour, serious contour happening and no other makeup on. So I just like to blend it all out. I just mainly put it on there for the color because sometimes when you're kind of just using concealer on your face, it can kind of make you look super flat. So if you throw a little bronzer on there, it'll help kind of hide everything. But other than that, this is my no makeup look. It's super, super easy. I can probably do this in less than 5 minutes with one eye closed and one arm tied behind my back. So it's super, super easy. I do it all the time. Definitely days that I don't feel like putting a drop on, I won't put a drop on, but if I'm going somewhere and I know I'm going to see people, I'm like, okay, let me make myself look halfway presentable. I know that I'm sure that you guys probably think I'm like full-on glam every single day, but child, that is not the case. It's a great, easy morning routine if you have to get up early for work and you are not a morning person, because I am not a morning person, or if you're just in a hurry for school and you still want to look halfway presentable, then this is your face. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will have a new video for you tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. And yeah, that's it. So I love you guys, and until next time, I will talk to you guys soon.